Here he is. How are you, buddy?
Mate, good, how are you?
Came for a coffee?
Would love to, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you. How good is?
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Thanks for organising 26 and
No
sunny
worries.
conditions for us.
Yeah, just for you, mate.
Here we're only a couple of tables away from where Michelle and Barack Obama had.
Barack Obama just up there.
Not bad.
You know? Yeah.
We've been not far off that calibre now.
You know what? It was a pretty special moment because they didn't shut the rest of the restaurant down.
Yeah.
So he just sat there, had a nice meal. Caroline Kennedy, the ambassador to the US, also kind of just hung out, and Michelle as well, and Caroline's husband. So it was just a really lovely kind of time for them just to chill out and have a bit of a chin wag. And then Caroline went for a swim after as well, and just jumped in the water. And yeah, it was really good.
And I can imagine there'll be a few people surrounding the building at that point as well when they figure out.
They turned up with about 17 cars in their motorcade.
Wow.
And yeah, there were a lot of people. By the time they finished lunch, it was like...
Do you know what he got for lunch?
Loads of... maybe.
Yeah. Oh, you can't tell?
Not going to divulge.
No, that's fine.
No. I mean, it's no secret he was here, so I'm not giving anything away. But we know.
I think upstairs on the balcony in particular at night time.
Yeah, it's nice.
We were here for a wedding not long ago, and it was like one of those places where just, you know, you could be anywhere in the world, actually. Coffee afternoon for you?
Yeah, look, I have a couple. So I have a double espresso at work. Have that at about maybe 4:45 in the morning. And then I have a piccolo at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's kind of enough for me. After that, it's not like I can sleep and all of that. I just find that your body needs to wind down a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you keep stimulating it, you just need you need your downtime.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that, but you've gone there already. But what time does your alarm go off in the morning?
Oh man, 2:40 a.m. Yeah. So how funny is this? So when I started Sunrise, Mum goes, "Oh, you're going to be great because you're a morning person." It's like, actually, it's the middle of the night.
Literally,
and it really is. So 2:40 it goes off. I read till about 3:10. Yeah. And then jump up, have a shower, and then head into work. Yeah. I was exercising before.
Yeah. Wow.
But we're renovating a place, and we're living in a rental. So I had a bike and an erg set up. I used to get up at about 2:20. I'd head straight down. I'd do 10k on the bike, 2k on the erg.
Even earlier in the
morning. And then jump in and go to work. Yeah. And I actually really like that because it really stimulates you and kind of gets you going, and you just feel like you don't need to exercise then later in the day. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, you'd rather just get it over and done with.
Yeah, but then also too, you've got to get out into the sunshine too and enjoy that just for an hour or so each day.
So you're beating the kids to bed at night time?
Me and my 7-year-old go to bed together. Yeah. So we'll go to bed about 7:30, read a book, and then kind of fall asleep after that. He's starting to stay up a little bit later than me now. Yeah. Especially on the weekends.
Obviously, you've made that transition from being an athlete into the media, and there's probably a lot of things that have helped you.
So have you.
Yeah.
You know?
Look at this. Appreciate you coming on the show. I wanted to get you on straight away, and so thank you for coming on. But that discipline around probably early wake-ups, you might not even think it's a big thing, but a lot of people would hear 2:40 and go, wow, like I just did then, because it is very early. But what have you found that has probably helped you with your athletics background move and transition into the media?
There's definitely been attributes that I've crossed over with, and you would get it. I mean, when you have a regimented training cycle, you're training 12 sessions a week, a couple of times a day, 6 days a week at least. Yeah. I mean, the idea of doing 12 sessions a week, going to bed early is not a hard thing, right? Yeah. I think the main thing is being able to balance your time in and around work. Yeah. And it's the same as a professional athlete as well, or a footy player, whatever it is. You need to give yourself enough downtime to hang out with your family, and you've got a young family now. You'll kind of appreciate that more than ever, that you want to be at home more. Yeah. You want to be present more, and it can really absorb you, and the wins and the losses and all of that, you've just got to ride through it.
Yeah, thank you, Gabe.
Thank you, Gabe. Cheers, mate.
Black.
Nice one. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess it's a balance. Everything's a balance, isn't it?
No, 100%.
There is a discipline element. 100% there's a discipline element. And you've got to be regimented, you've got to get up early, you've got to go to bed early, you've got to make sure that you're across as much of the research as you can be. I'm still learning.
Yep.
Politics is something that I just haven't really dipped my toe into fully yet. Finance and, you know, the other elements, even entertainment to a certain degree, like you've got to be across every part of the world, and it's hard. Like that research element is hard.
When did that I guess that switch flick for you in terms of, okay, I may be heading towards the back end of my athletics career and I want to get into the media? When was that first light bulb moment for you?
Kind of came about, I was lucky enough to do a little show in my career, like a little science and tech show for Channel 7. And off the back of that, the head of television at Foxtel, they just won the rights to the Olympics. He saw one of those episodes and said, hey, would you like to do some Olympics coverage and as part of the broadcast team? And I was like, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So there was an element of maybe I could make it happen during my career, but there was definitely not a career path. I studied human movement.
Yeah.
I then became a PT. I started a fitness business. I wanted to do elite coaching. Came out when you guys were just establishing yourselves and hung out with one of your head of performances at the time, John Quinn.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to work with elite clubs, and I went on and did some of that. I worked with the Swannies, sorry to say.
I was going to ask you about that, but luckily you addressed it now,
Did some speed and agility, worked with the...
They won a grand final during that period,
They did, 2012, that's right,
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even me. I remember texting their head of performance at the time was a guy called Rob Spurs.
Yeah.
And I texted him and said, hey, well done, you know, fantastic. And he wrote back and said, you know, you're a part of this. And I was like, such a tiny little part of it. But it was nice to be involved. It was really nice to be involved. And I really appreciated, you know, I grew up more with the rectangular sports, right? Rugby league, and just learning the game was really fun for me. And the fact that it was kind of 360 degrees, and the element of agility wasn't just linear, it wasn't in a straight line, it was left and right and backwards, forwards. The deceleration in the game of AFL was the thing that amazed me the most. Like, you've obviously got to be on the move constantly, but you've got to stop and start so much as well. So, love that element. So that was where I was headed. I wasn't really headed into TV, and I still would love to do that. Like, I'd still love to coach, but just don't have the time anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So you obviously grew up in Sydney, but take me back to you growing up, your childhood. How did you get into athletics in the first place?
So I grew up in Sydney, about 15 minutes from where we are now, and I was always a good athlete. Like, I was always a good track and field athlete, like good runner. I played every sport there was to play. From, you know, as I said, didn't play AFL, but wasn't really an option for me growing up as a kid. Like, played a lot of rugby league, a little bit of soccer. Baseball was my number one love.
Love baseball?
First love. Absolutely loved it. I used to go to Little Athletics during the summer. I'd do a couple of events and then go to baseball.
Nice.
And loved it. Played everything from pitcher, catcher, shortstop. And actually, when I first started in athletics, after the Commonwealth Games, my first Commonwealth Games leading into the 2000 Olympics, a scout from the Atlanta Braves flew out to Sydney, and on the Qantas flight on the way through, there was an article on me saying that I loved baseball. And he called my agent at the time and said, hey, would Matt like to play some baseball in the major leagues? And I'm like, man, that's amazing. I only played till I was about 15, made reps. And I remember my agent saying, would you like to do it? And I'm thinking, I'm a year away from running the Olympics in Sydney. There's no way, I wouldn't do it. And he said, look, you can play minors for the first season, and then with the idea that would elevate you to the majors and you're making some serious coin, it would be amazing. And I flat out said no. I didn't even consider it, thinking the Olympics was going to be half an hour away. But I look back now and I think, I wonder if I had taken that window, that door, you know, would have been slightly different. So
MLB money.
And maybe, who knows?
10-year contracts.
You know, life's not bad. But so in terms of sport, I played everything there was to play. I didn't start athletics properly until I was quite old. Like, I was about 16, 17 years old. And Mum said, hey, I didn't train. So Mum said, you know, imagine what you could do if you trained. I think I was second at state at Little Athletics in the 100. So imagine what you can do if you train. My best time was 11.2, and I found a coach, started with him when I was 17. Within 12 months of training from nothing to 5 days a week, I'd broken the Australian junior record, ran 10.2, and then another year later broke the Australian record. And it was just literally from going from no training to training, and that transition just took off.
Yeah. Take me back to, it was Kuala Lumpur, wasn't it?
Yeah.
10.03.
Yeah.
Take me back to that moment. You know, before the race, the anxiety, the nerves, over that race, and then post that you're a national icon, a national hero.
Yeah.
Do you ever reflect on that in particular, that race?
I reflect on the bee's dick of not breaking 10 seconds. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely, there's actually a photo I've still got of my sisters and my mum and my dad were in the crowd. And someone took a photo of me. I've crossed the line. I've gone like this. Like I'm holding my fingers up, going that close. Yeah. But I was 19 years old, and absolutely thought to myself, I'm going to break 10 without a doubt in my career. I literally spent 12 years trying to break it after that. Yeah. Like just went on and on and on. The thing I remember the most about that was I was so confident and so I believed in my ability so much that nothing was going to slow me down. So we had 4 rounds at that time, so heats, quarterfinals, semi-finals and final. Yeah. Every one of those races, I basically broke the Australian record in each one of them. So I was just getting faster and faster and faster. And then I remember in the final watching back the commentary and it said, Shirvington's in the final and it's just a bonus of whatever happens now. And I probably thought that at the time. I probably thought whatever happens now is a bonus. And I probably should have been thinking, I was still a little bit too young, I probably should have been thinking, I need to go even further in this race. Like, it's not just a bonus to be there. I should have just thought about, okay, I've got to beat the guy next to me. I wasn't thinking that. It was all a blur. But the confidence was the thing that I really remember.
Did you reckon you ever ran quicker in like practice?
Oh, definitely, 100%. I broke 10 seconds numerous times in training, but it means nothing.
But you know, for me, when you look at the great athletes, or if you're watching on YouTube, or the great, you know, in AFL or the cricketers who speak to you, your answer fascinated me because everyone's going, wow, he's ran 10.03, he's the fastest Australian of all time. But you're going, I've just missed out on 10 by the...
Yeah.
Do you think that's what the true... I'm not saying, because you are a true great, I don't need to pump you up any further because you're the second fastest Australian man.
Well,
should be the fastest Australian man. Sorry,
third now.
Equal third
actually,
now.
I'm getting further down the list.
But do you think that's the truly great ones are the ones that are so determined that they're thinking about other things? Yeah,
I think so. You know, whatever you want to call it, the 1%ers, the unticked box, the no stone left unturned, all of that, I think, and it's probably in hindsight too, as you mature and you would know now, you know, being a veteran player, like, there are ways that things get done, and there's an understanding of what makes a difference, and spending your time correctly. I look back on that and I think to myself, and I tell school kids this, you know, it's basically a system of mathletics, right? So that 10.03, that got me 4th at those Commonwealth Games. I went to 2 World Indoor Championships, finished 4th both times. I went to the Olympic Games, finished in the semi-final, missed out on the final by 1 spot, would have been the first Australian since 1956 to do it. Every one of those races was literally, if I had have gone 1% faster, not 50% faster or 100% faster, 1% faster, I would have been medalist, Com Games, medalist World Indoors, and not only would I have made the final, but I would have been on the podium too, with a 1% increase. So you kind of think to yourself, everything that you do amounts to something. Everything extra you do amounts to something really special. Often the coach, and you see it with Gout now, and Di Shepherd, who literally is a high school coach, and she's riding the same wave that Gout is. Gout could potentially be our greatest ever athlete, and Di Shepherd could become the greatest ever coach, but they're both learning together. So, I mean, I would have loved to have had an accelerated learning and an understanding of what I knew at the end, at the beginning, but can't really change that.
You talk to Gout much?
Yeah, of course.
What's your...
He's a great kid.
To him.
Really good kid. I don't have any, you know, advice for him. He's running his own race, quite literally. He's going to carve his own path. He will be the best sprinter we've ever produced.
Yeah.
Whether that's in the 200, he already is. He's already the fastest 200 Australia's ever produced. I think he can run sub 10 and be competitive in 100 as well. The only thing that I would say is just stay humble.
Yeah.
Be grateful to the people around you, because
surround himself with the best people.
And humility is a funny thing too, right? Where when I started my career, there was this journalist that said, and quite literally, we were doing this media session, you would have sat through them so many times, and the journalist was at the front and he goes, "This is how I see you, Shirvo, for example. 50 articles, 25 to build you up, and 25 to bring you back down." And I remember sitting there and thinking, what an arrogant prick. Like, I can't believe he just said that. It made me so angry. But what it did was it planted a seed for me that, one, nothing's going to last forever, and two, I need to supersede, I guess, the good times with the bad, or at least try. It doesn't always pan out that way. And know that, you know, the bad times are equally a part of the story as the good times. So for Gout, for example, that humility, if you remain humble and thankful of the people around you, the bad times are so much easier because you've got those people with you. They're celebrating the good ones and they're helping you through the bad ones. So it's really important.
There's just, he's been able to captivate a nation already at such a young age. So,
unreal, huh? It's great for athletics.
In a society maybe where we do have a tall poppy syndrome, we need to figure out a way as a country, I reckon, to grab him with two hands and help him on to that next level.
Enjoy the ride.
You know?
I mean, we're 7 years from Brisbane 2032. He will literally compete half an hour away from where he grew up. Let's jump on board and ride it all the way.
Talking about competing half an hour from where they grew up in the Olympics, you faced a very similar situation. I mean, talk me through Sydney 2000 and obviously the excitement that the whole country, the whole world had, you know, going into that Olympics, but for you it must have been something.
Oh, it's so special. Like, the best way I describe an Olympics to someone is AFL Grand Final day, right? The whole city stops. They all turn out. They all wander down to the MCG on a typically sunny afternoon and watch the game. It's like the Olympics is like having 10 of those happening around town, all on the same day. And then you go to bed, you wake up the next day, and it all happens again, 17 days in a row. So the vibe of the city in Sydney when it was on was just awesome. Everyone got into it. There were activations everywhere, live sites everywhere. People were taking time off work. And Brisbane's going to be the same. Like, it's a silver bullet for Olympic sport.
You spoke before about the 1%ers that are and will always be the difference in athletics, or sprinting in particular, 100 metres in particular. If you could, maybe let's talk about your career first and some of those 1%ers that you focused on as an athlete. And then the next part of the question is now, as a media personality, as an ex-athlete,
live on?
What are the ones that live on? What are the 3 1%ers that you live by every day?
The 3. So I've already touched on them. Humility and gratitude, always, from the very beginning to now. And then consistency. And I know it's a cliche, right? But consistency works in everything. It might be clearing your inbox of your emails. It may be being nice to people at work. The consistency of, you know, what you give to someone. And from the physical aspect, it's going to the gym. If you drop a set off each one, you're not going to get as stronger as the guy that's doing that set. If you're doing your drills in warm-up, you know, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do high knees this week. By the end of the week, you've missed 7 sessions of that drill. So you're not going to be better, right? It's like, you know, when you're lining up for a free kick and you know the game's on the line. And you think in yourself, should I be more consistent with the ball out on the field? Should I have kicked all the reps? 1,000 more 100% in this position on the field? Maybe you should have. That consistency is key. So they're probably the 3.
I spoke to a mutual friend of ours, John Quinn, who I wanted to ask you about, but I asked him and he said the 2 that stuck out was your humble nature and your hard work second. So I don't think people quite realise, or a lot of the time probably in the media, definitely, no doubt, because of the sacrifices, but the hard work that goes into it. As an athlete as well, as a sprinter, I can at times have 22 other guys. You know, to hide behind, but you're out there.
What are you
by
saying?
Yourself.
You have a bit of a chill out on the edge there.
When you got Jesse Hogan and Toby Green, you can. We got some superstar players, but for you, you know, he said in particular the hard work was what separated you from the rest of the pack. Did you always have that in you, or did you have to work at that, or when did that work ethic for you flip?
Let me tell you a story about Quinny, and I think it was the thing that set me on my path.
Yeah.
So he was my World Junior relay coach,
Yep.
and that's how I got to know him. And that World Juniors, I was the 6th fastest sprinter. And we went to the World Juniors. I was on the cusp of selection, so I wasn't guaranteed a spot in the top 4, the 4x100 relay. It came around to the relays at World Juniors, and the night before we raced, John pulled me into his hotel room and he said, look, I've got some disappointing news. You're not in the team, you're not going to run. So even now it makes me upset. And I remember sitting on the end of his bed and he said, look, there's 2 things here. One is you're just not ready yet. Yeah. I was a little bit young for World Juniors at that time, and I remember thinking, okay, I've got time up my sleeve. But then he said, he used to have an athlete down in Tassie when he was working down there who was quite religious.
Yeah.
And he was trying to figure out a way to kind of talk to him about, you know, the future and dedicating yourself and all of that. And he said, look, came up with this line, God doesn't deny destiny, but just sometimes he'll delay it.
Yeah.
And that's what he said to me that day, and it's stuck with me ever since.
Amazing. Yeah.
And that shows that, okay, it might not happen today, but if you dedicate yourself to something, inevitably it will come.
Yeah.
He won't deny it.
Yeah.
It will come later. But what that did more so was, so those boys went out, they won a bronze medal. That World Juniors was actually in Sydney as well.
Yeah.
It was just before the Olympics. And I sat in the stands and they did a victory lap with the Australian flags. They had their medals and I was sitting there watching it all. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm not going to let that happen again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be in the grey area of selection.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, and I won't say their last names, but it was Jason, Paul, Dave and Peter. I don't think I ever lost a race to those guys after that moment.
Yeah.
And I just dedicated myself to being better and being selected first.
Yeah. Not
6th or 5th or 4th or whatever. And straight after that I went to Houston. I spent some time with Carl Lewis's coach.
Yeah.
And I reckon I did about 1,000 starts with him.
Yeah.
Until there were blisters on my fingers and on my knees. And then I came back at the start of that next season and I don't think I got beaten that year.
Yeah.
And that was the catalyst.
Yeah, I think honestly for me, in my career as well, I look back at some of those moments for me as well. I remember in my 3rd year, like I got drafted as an early pick, second pick in the draft, and so first year was, you know, 2nd year rolls around, and then the 3rd year, I remember going into round 1, I felt really good about myself. I was, in my eyes, having a great pre-season, and you know, you're 20 years old, you're playing out for footy, you're happy, and I remember the coach said, come in for a chat, and if it's 3 days before a game and you're going in for a chat, you know straight away there's a bit of anxiety around that, and he said, you're not playing, I'm not picking you this week, we've got guys ahead of you, you need to go back and do some work, and I don't think you're quite ready. And I remember that being a real moment for me. Yes, it was a surprise. Did I think I should be playing? Yes. Probably similar to you. Should I have been in that relay? Yes. But now when I look back at times throughout my career where it sparked, I'm working hard, but am I working hard enough?
Yeah.
I'm dedicated, but am I dedicated enough? But I clearly remember being a moment in my career where I go, this is going to fuel me, and it's never going to happen again. Yeah. It did happen again. I got dropped as a captain. I got dropped as a captain, but that's for another day.
But that's a whole nother skill set too, right?
Yeah, but it's funny. Just as athletes, sometimes you need that little catalyst to.
Absolutely, and don't ever be afraid of it happening, especially early on in your career. Yeah. Because it could be the best thing that could ever happen.
Yeah, like now, even young guys at our club, when they come and they get dropped, and so mate, I've been there. Like, you know, Toby Green's been there. There's guys that have been through this. I think sometimes we get caught up in, the end result rather than the journey. Talk to me about, we're obviously having coffee today, but a coffee that's changed your life.
A coffee that's changed my life, a person that has had an influence on me. Do you know what? It would have to be that email.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't a coffee specifically, but it was that email and an offer that I never would have taken had I been in a different mindset. Because it really did. I mean, I don't think I'd be in television if that hadn't arrived in my inbox. And do you know what? It wasn't a coffee, but it was a conversation, and it was with my mother-in-law. And I remember her saying, it was about the show particularly. It was like, I really enjoy watching Dancing with the Stars, which had been in the UK at that time.
Yeah.
And I like the people on it, and I thought to myself, well, if you like it, I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
And it kind of convinced me to step outside the box a bit. So yeah, it wasn't specifically a coffee, but there's been a lot of people that have had a lot of influence on me over the years, and that moment I think was a critical one. Definitely to put me in this position now.
Yeah. What about Matt Shirvington, the family man? How would your kids and wife describe you?
Yeah, they're good. Oh, how would they describe me? Oh, I don't know. Have to ask them. Hopefully as a good dad.
Yeah.
I do love spending time with them. Like they're very good people now, and I say people because I've got an 18-year-old who's about to take on the world, and another one that's, starting senior school, year 11, and just about to kind of carve her own path. And then I've got a 7-year-old little boy. So do you know, there's one thing, and you'll kind of get this if you haven't already. There's one thing in life that you want as a parent, and it's for your kids to have a passion, no matter what that is, and you'll back it to the end of the earth.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And I think if you can create an environment that exposes them to that passion, opens it up, opens their mind to that passion, no matter what it is, like wholesome.
Yeah. No,
I think that's all you want in life. And you'll back it to the end of the earth.
And you had 2 girls first, and I've got 2 girls at the moment.
That's
so
it.
Can you please tell me that they're daddy's
How to have
girls
a boy?
all
No, I can't tell you that.
They love their dads, no?
Oh, girls are great.
Yeah.
And it's actually
that's all I needed, yeah.
It's a special thing to have them so close together like you have too. They'll be good buds. They're special girls, and they are. They're close to their dads.
It's a very special feeling. It's hard to describe unless
you're going to have any more?
We'll see. Like you, we might just have a rest for a bit, and then.
Italian family are meant to have like 17 or something.
I know. They're giant. My mum and dad just came over for a few days, and they're telling me they're ready for the next. They're ready for.
What do your kids call them?
So nonnal.
Yeah.
And then my mum's actually born in the UK, so she's just Nana.
Okay.
That's Nan at the moment. But
okay. Good, cool.
What's next for Australian athletics and your role in it?
Oh man, yeah. We're going through a golden era.
Yeah.
Like all of the really good athletes right now are either teenagers or early 20s. It sets us up for the Brisbane Olympics as a real cracker for track and field. I love that, the Queensland Premier, David Crisafulli, he's decided to build a main stadium. The Lions are loving it too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And that's where athletics will go, which I think is great. It's not a legacy venue, but I think it's the right venue for an Olympics. And I'm involved. I do a little bit of kind of personal mentoring. I wouldn't call it mentoring, but I stay in touch with a lot of athletes and always offer if they ever want any help or advice or anything like that. If I can, I'm happy to help out. I sit on the New South Wales Institute of Sport board as well, which kind of gives me a nice little understanding of sports administration and a bit of direction, particularly here in New South Wales. So that's nice. And we've got a really good Premier, Chris Minns, and Sports Minister too. We're very supported by them. So, yeah.
No, nice. We're going to move into some quick hits, if that's all right. Let's finish off. Your first one, I was going to ask you about the alarm time, but you already said 2:40. So I'm going to ask you, media-wise, so far since being on Sunrise, your favourite stories you've been able to cover?
Oh, there's so many stories. Love meeting all the stars. Tom Cruise to Paul Mescal, Renee Zellweger. They've all come in to the studio.
Stephen McNeely.
Yeah, Cogs. But I think the most special thing is actually sometimes it's the it's the heartbreaking stories and this trust and understanding that you're delivering not just the good news or the good stories, but also to the ones that impact lives and make a difference. That's something I didn't fully understand of the job before I started. So that takes a lot of responsibility to make sure that you deliver those as well as you can.
Yeah. Your 3 health and wellness tips.
Oh, that's good. I've got one.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 for me. Start the day every day with a smoothie.
Nice.
Because it does 2 things. I love supplementing and supporting your body, but the best thing about I do mixed berries, spinach, yogurt, bit of water, cinnamon, and that's a good nutrient hit at the start of the day. Yeah. Then you don't need to worry about it too much throughout the day.
Yeah, nice.
As long as you get it at the start.
I like it. Your bucket list sport event?
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Have you been to one? No.
Monaco GP.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Either of those. Yeah. On a boat. Yeah. Just can't quite afford that.
Yeah.
But if I got an invite,
Super Bowl would be cool. Super Bowl would be really cool. You've already mentioned it, but the biggest free kick, the best bit of advice someone's given to you, would you say would be Quinny's advice? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. God doesn't deny destiny, just sometimes he delays it.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing one. He gave me one once as well. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Oh, there you go.
So
like that.
Very similar, but he's a great man.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah.
Free kick to someone else. You've given a few, but
probably my first athletics coach, Michael Kamel, who he was a Russian dude. And he was quite young, and as I said, we used to learn together. He used to just say, if you do your best, whatever will be for the best. But the funniest thing with him is he didn't fully understand English that well, so he would always mix his metaphors.
Yeah.
He'd be like, that makes me as happy as a Larry, or my favourite one was, everything will be fine, touch my wood.
He's already said it. That's brilliant. That could be our advice to someone, your best travel experience that you've been on?
Oh, Vancouver Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Went over there. That was my first ever job with Foxtel. They taught me how to ski covering it.
Yeah.
And I reckon I've been back about a dozen times. Vancouver, if you've ever been, and had a chance to go to Whistler and ski, it's the best. Yeah.
Your La Dolce Vita, so your sweet life, if you could live anywhere in the world with your family, no worries, no work.
Just turn to your right.
Yeah, it's pretty special. Yeah.
Mate, there are, so we're at Balmoral Beach, and lucky enough I've lived just up the road for about, 17 years now. I come down here a million times, and there's always that one moment every time I come down and go, this is a special place.
Very special.
Yeah.
Very special. We're grateful to live in such a country, that's for sure.
Mate, so lucky.
Yeah. Give me your best or your perfect Sydney food day. So I need somewhere where you're going for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a bar.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right. Surrey Hills, Bills for breakfast.
Yeah, pretty special.
Love Bills.
Scrambled eggs.
As a nice scrambled eggs. Yeah, very good. And then head over to Manly, I reckon. Do lunch over there, maybe at just fish and chips, I reckon. Just by the beach. Yeah. That'd be nice. And then come back here for dinner.
Yeah.
Come back here and, you can stay. There's a bar up there. You can stay for cocktails.
Yeah.
Perfect day.
Yeah, come to Bathurst Pavilion, that's for sure. The thing that you're most proud of in your life?
Family, 100%.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And the fact that now that I've got one adult and one not far off, just that they're just great people.
Yeah.
They're really respectful, beautiful people.
Yeah. So today you're having coffee with Cogs, but if you could have coffee with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
I think Roger Federer.
Yeah, that's a good one. Really good one.
The message that I love from Roger Federer more than any other is that you don't always need to win every point to be successful. Yeah. And his consistency, and I touched on consistency, was better than anyone.
Yeah.
He was just always there or thereabouts. Just, I'd love to have a chat with him.
And who else should I interview on Coffee with Cogs?
Oh, that's good. I love that. Are you allowed to... Do you know who I'd love to know a little bit more about?
Can be anyone.
In Australia?
We'll reach for the stars anyway, that's fine.
Chris Hemsworth.
That'd be a good one.
Has he been tossed up before?
No, he has now.
He has now?
Well, the first I've heard of it, that'd be awesome.
How good would that be?
Yeah.
You know, he was a track and field athlete.
Was he?
A hurdler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put him on. We'll go for him.
There you go.
We'll see how long.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. No. Mate, a massive thank you from me. I think success has followed you everywhere you've been in your career, but you know, the thing that I love most about you is how humble you are.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
How kind you've been to me always since I've known you, but you know, you're a great father and
when did I first meet you?
Well.
You would have been 18,
yeah,
right?
it was probably your Fox
Foundation.
days
it
and
was
with Giants days, yeah.
Yeah, so you hadn't started yet?
No,
you hadn't started playing yet?
Just about to. I remember you spoke to us and like the buzz around you coming in and speaking to us.
I loved coming down there. That was so good. Really enjoyed it.
But no,
where was it? Blacktown?
Yeah. The early years of the Giants.
That's right.
I can't thank you enough, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers.
See you.
$5. No.